How about the Norwegian black metal scene?
I don't really know a whole lot about that. I read a book about it, um, but the actual music end of it, that never really was so much my thing. Matt was really into it. Like he really loves like Emperor was one of his big black metal bands and stuff like that. But I was more Matt also was in. All of us are into it, but I was more gravitated towards the Swedish melodic death metal stuff because it that was the guitar playing was more up my alley, like In Flames, Arch Enemy, At the Gates, all that stuff, Dark Tranquility. Like they had the I was like when I first heard all that stuff, I was just like, man, those riffs are so cool. Like just like the riffing and just like even though it was really brutal, there was just like a really they never lost the sense of melody in the music, and I always loved heavy stuff, but also that incorporated the melodic aspect of music into it. And not a lot of the bands like In Flames that do a lot more singing now, they didn't really have that when I was first got into it. But the guitar playing with the melodies and stuff, because before that I was only heard Maiden and the way Maiden did it, and then it was like In Flames and those bands kind of took what Maiden did and like kind of made a new version of it with incorporating with the brutal stuff. So when I heard that, I was really into that, and then the black metal not so much. The only black metal type band I did really like was actually from Sweden, was Dissection.
How about the video games?
Yeah, we're all big into video games, or at least Matt and I are. Matt more than me. He's the big video game buff. I play, but I pretty much stick to like one game. I'm kind of like that's all.
Super Mario Brothers.
No, I play. It's probably not as big over here because it's the sport's not big, but I'm really into like the Madden football games, which I don't think is very popular over here. But also I play. Pretty much all I play is sports games. It's pretty much hockey and football, or American football. So I stick to that, but I play them a lot. So I guess I'm a gamer. And then Matt plays a bunch of other stuff. It's like all the Final Fantasy to Call of Duty to.
Soccer, is it growing in America?
Um, when the World Cup was happening, everyone seemed to be really into soccer. Everyone was rooting for him, and I watched it, and it was pretty cool. But I guess it's a little bit kind of coming around. I guess they've kind of found ways to increase appeal. They have the MLS league, and then like they got like David Beckham to come play, which I think helped.
I was just about to say, you got the Beckhams, right?
So he's Mr. Tabloid. Everyone like even if you don't know soccer, everyone knows about him and follows him. So when he actually came over to play for I think it's the LA Galaxy, it kind of piqued more interest because it was like a big name. And then I've seen they've been doing some getting like some of the European teams to come like do like friendly matches and stuff where they had like Liverpool or Manchester United or Real Madrid or whatever. All those teams will come play like an American team. So, and I know a lot of the players like, especially after the World Cup, like some of the U.S. players that were on the team that like everyone watched and became like knew their names and stuff. They play in the MLS, so like that kind of like got more people to know the players a little bit more. So it's kind of talked about a little bit more, and seem more people are following a little bit more. But it's not. It's kind of dwarfed by the size of some of the other leagues like basketball and football, and compared to those, they're like very small. But it's definitely in for that league, it's definitely kind of picked up. It seems a little bit more in the recent years.
You've played together for quite some time now.
The core of us, Matt, Paulo, and I, we've been playing together for a good amount of time, and then obviously we got a new drummer, so that he's just been with us. But the main songwriter team of us three, we've been around together for this is like our fourth album together. So we've kind of got our little process of how we work together and everything like that, and it's pretty easy going as far as putting stuff together. We all know how each other works and how all that stuff works. So it's pretty easy. We've been not just years, but we've just done a shit ton of shows together. So I think that also helps as well.
Because I was just going to ask you about how do you make decisions? Is it like one president, or
Yes,
do you vote?
we all discuss everything. It's pretty much just like a democracy. We just make sure everyone's into the idea. If we're going over just anything, t-shirt designs to tours or something like that, everyone, our phones are going off with just mass emails of getting copied on everything. So yeah, we all just kind of go through all the pros and cons or whatever. If a couple of the guys are really into like a shirt or something, like, and I'm not into it, but they're really into it, I'll be like, yeah, fuck it, we'll do it. If you guys really like it, I don't care, but no one gets forced into anything. There's not one person kind of like, yeah, we're doing this, and everyone else hates it. So it's pretty, everyone has a pull and say and can express themselves.
Family? Do all of you have kids, or are you thinking about getting kids? Are you?
No, Matt he got married like a year ago, but that's about it. Everyone else is kind of married to the band. No one's got girlfriends or kids or anything like that. So Matt's got a dog. That's about it. That's about the closest thing to a kid, I guess, because we're just so busy and put so much time and effort into the band and everything.
Because that's how does it work with him getting married then? That's usually like the hard part.
They've been together since like the band kind of started taking off, so she's kind of used to it and kind of knows what comes along with I guess being with someone in a band like ours that's so busy and touring wise. But luckily he found a chick that was pretty independent, that she's just like, get the hell out of here and I'll see you when you get back, and can kind of not like a when you coming home kind of like a needy chick. So I think if you have a needy chick, it's gonna be very hard to make that work and when you're gone a lot. So luckily he found someone that can
make it on her own.
Yeah, put up with all of our demanding tour schedules and all that junk. But luckily she always comes out on tour with us quite a bit here and there during little spurts and stuff. So if we're gone for a while, she'll come visit and they'll see each other. So it's not like I'll see you in a year. It's like we have little breaks and stuff where we get to go home. So kind of keeps you sane.
Of course. Do you all drink? Sometimes, maybe.
Matt and Paulo are occasional drinkers, and then me and Nick are full-time drinkers. We, it's after a show, it's just kind of, you're all amped up. It's like, just kind of how we hang out. We like to party and have fun. So me and Nick are the professional drinkers of the band.
Who gets the most annoying when they're drunk? Is it you?
Actually, over the years, it's gotten kind of chilled out. We can get drunk, and it's just kind of, no one really can tell we're drunk. We're just kind of hanging out. It doesn't get annoying, it just gets really funny. Everyone just gets really goofy and says like, some pretty hilarious fucked up shit that just everyone just starts laughing a lot. So, and if they do get bitchy, send them to bed.
You just kick them off the bus.
Yeah.
Go home. So yeah, kind of. Do you have something you want to say to the Swedish people?
New record coming out in August, and we'll be back in November. So keep an eye out on the tour dates, because it's going to be an awesome tour. And I think when you see who we're touring with, you guys will be very excited. And we got a new song out online in Waves that you can get on. I think it just came out on iTunes today. And then also it's like you could probably get it for free if you don't want to pay $1 for it. But and then we should have a new song coming out in the next few weeks. So there's a lot of cool new things happening for Trivium coming up, leading up to the new record, and obviously the new record and lots of touring. So pick it up, and we'll see you at the next show when we come through.
Om ni letar upp spelningsdatum lite sydligare i Europa, så har vi fått tips om att då kan man liksom bara lista ut själv vilka som följer med upp till Sverige. Crank it up, home of rock!